Welcome to Evolve Coaching. Today, let's talk about the life balance myth, why you're stuck, and how to fix it. You see, life is a delicate dance between work, relationships, health, personal growth, and contribution. It's easy to get caught up in the myth that we must excel at everything simultaneously balancing a thriving career, maintaining perfect fitness, nurturing deep relationships, pursuing hobbies, and giving back to the society all at once. However, as Oprah Winfrey wisely reminds us, you can have it all, but not all at once. So, life balance isn't about perfection. It's about understanding the herb and flow of life and making intentional choices that aligns with your values and priorities. Check out the 12 areas of life your love and intimacy, fun and recreation, emotional and mental well being, social life and influence, your personal growth and learning, your career and your work, family and relationships, health and fitness, your spirituality, and your life's vision and purpose. One of the greatest misconceptions about life's balance is that it's a fixed state. In truth, life is dynamic, constantly shifting like the tides. Seasons change, circumstances evolve, and so must our approach to balancing competing demands. Let's think of Serena Williams, one of the greatest athletes of this time. Her early years were dedicated to entirely to mastering tennis, which requires intense training and discipline. But as she matured, her priorities expanded to include starting a family and exploring entrepreneurial ventures outside of sports. She didn't abandon a passion for tennis, but adopted a schedule to accommodate new roles and responsibility. Her ability to embrace life's fluidity allowed her to thrive both personally and professionally. And this is where the wisdom comes in the ability to study and understand the fluidity of your life, embrace the new, yet re-strategizing constantly in such a way that you are not overspent as your roles and responsibilities increase. Avoid stress at all costs. Dictionary defines life's balance as giving the right amount of time to work and life. You can have it all, remember, but not all at once. There is a downside to chasing perfect balance, and one of it all is increased stress. This can also be a sign for you to know that you are already falling out of balance. Once your stress levels begin to increase, take a pause and accept the fact that you are already going out of alignment. Stress increases and therefore your output decreases. Your energy levels also decreases. Another downside of chasing balance is that you even neglect that which is most important because it slips out of your hand as to wanting to perfect one area much more than the others. And so you neglect the priorities of every aspect of your life. And the third is guilt. You start feeling guilty that you are not just enough. You are not supplying and you are not producing results as you should. So, chasing perfect balance increases stress and anxiety. And you can imagine the down part of that in your health. The constant pressure to juggle everything leads to a burnout. So you might just neglect your true priorities and yet continually feel guilty. At its core, life's balance means getting the right amount of time, energy, and attention to different areas of your life, just the amount that is right. These areas includes family, relationship, and you can see the chart in page 2. Yet, achieving balance doesn't mean dividing your day equally among these aspects. Instead, it involves prioritizing what matters most during each season of your life. That's where we talk about alignment, integration, where you understand your center values. You understand what matters most to you. At the end of each day, what would you accomplish to yourself and feel proud that your day went well? What's your center value? For some people, no matter what they do, if there isn't an element of fun and laughter in it, regardless of how much people celebrate their win, they feel like a loser. That's because at their core, their value is fun and laughter. For some others, the value is just rest. They prioritize rest and relaxation and energy refueling. So, whatever they do in the day, regardless of how it is arranged upon each other, the most important thing is that there is a language of rest. Understand your values, understand how to prioritize that value in your day, in your week, in your month, and ultimately in your year. And the benefit of life integration is that it reduces a separation, an invisible line telling you that work is different, family is different, rest is different, your personal growth is different. No, it all aligns together. So you have this flow of life, and this can ultimately reduce stress and conflict. For instance, don't separate work and family, just involve your family in your work. You could even have your kids at office or create a chart of a simpler version of what you do so your kids find fun in your work. However, you are able to craft this. The most important thing is there is a flow, things flowing from one step to another. There is no separation. There's nothing like I'm coming out of work, I'm going into rest. No, even while you're resting, there's an element of work. And while you're working, there is also Sabbath. Let's consider the story of Michelle Obama, former First Lady of the United States. Early in her career, she focused intensely on building a legal expertise, climbing the professional ladder. Later, as a mom and a public figure, she shifted her focus towards raising her daughters and advocating for a cause close to her heart, such as education and wellness initiative. A journey illustrates how life balance evolves over time. So what worked for her in her 20s wouldn't have been sustainable or fulfilling in her 40s. So life has its seasons, and as the seasons emerge, so should your alignment match. Let's talk about practical strategies for you to achieve life balance. Why life balance look different for everyone? There are just 5 universal principles to guide you. Number one, have clear priorities. Clear priorities comes from listing your core values. Have your core values listed and set them in alignment to your priorities based on the season of life that you are. For instance, if you are a student, academics must be your number one priority. If you're a new mom, nurturing your baby or your children should be your primary focus. Like Stephen Jobs famously said, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. At number two is to practice saying no without guilt. Learning to say no frees up space for what truly matters. Warren Buffett once remarked the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Protect your time and energy by saying yes only to opportunities that aligns with your goals. At number three, schedule intentional downtime. Rest isn't laziness. It's essential for productivity and well being. At number four, embrace flexibility. Life rarely goes according to plan. Life rarely goes according to plan. When unexpected challenges arise, adopt without guilt. Consider J.K. Rowling, who wrote much of the Harry Potter series as a single mom living on welfare. Despite adversity, she remained flexible and persistent. Ultimately, creating one of the most loved literature verses in history. And this is where your alignment comes in. You have to identify the gaps that comes by life's flexibilities. What is happening to me right now in the season of life that I am? And how can I fill in the gap? What is available right now? How can I supply that which is of demand? And at number five is to say reflect regularly. Take time to evaluate how balanced your life feels. That is, how much does your life aligns with your values? And are you pursuing your priorities? Identify these gaps between your values and how you spend your time. For instance, someone who values health might neglect exercise. So these are the ways by which you can identify your core values and priorities and practice a life balance. Having spoken extensively to the practical strategies is to also add to the fact that you need to add scheduling to your day. Don't just focus on tasks, focus on your priorities. Group similar activities together. Whatever you know forms an alignment as regards achieving with your family or what you could do best with a partner, you can schedule that together so that it doesn't take so much of yourself while being alone and at the same time when being in a group. Practice saying no. This is so important. Many a time people feel you're proud or you just do not want to mingle, but over time they would come to respect that you respect your time and you are teaching them to do likewise. You need to build a supportive family structure. You need to build a supportive family structure because this is your core, this is your center focus. One way by which you do this is letting them know your values early on. This could be integrated into your family culture. Gradually, they begin to see that your values is actually our culture, and that brings the support from them. At number two, you need to learn to delegate work. Learn to trust the capacity of others and allow them function. This also makes them feel that you value them, value their time, and you respect what they contribute. And number three, seek for help. Learn to manage stress and improve your integration. Remember, life is like a big puzzle. Somebody else may be holding the next piece you are looking for. And it's just not wise to continue to spend time looking for this piece puzzle when it's already in someone else's hand. Just ask for help. As we wrap up today's presentation, I want you to know number one, life's integration is not a one time fix. And that's why a regular reflection is very important. At number two, learn to be patient. Just embrace the time flow. Celebrate the little wins that you get along the way. At number three, focus on progress. Don't strive for perfection. It's almost impossible and it brings out its own stress. But for each progress, celebrate your wins. Create a life that is authentic to you. And this takes time. This is where the work is. And this is what we do at Evolve. We want you to sit with you to craft out your own authentic life, where you are to where you want to become, where you want to go. And this brings you to that life of joy. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Oluwayemika Ibitoye, a phenomenal goal-getter, visionary at heart, and I celebrate legacy leadership. It's a privilege to have you follow us today because we have a vision to build a world of young visionaries and leaders of nations. You can contact us for mentorship and coaching at the website www.yumikaayobitoye.com and at our social handles at Yumika Ayobitoye. Thank you.